The story begins in a small and peaceful village, sitting on the banks of a wide river. The river is calm, and the water shines gently in the golden sunlight. A little girl named Shang is playing happily on her father's wooden boat. She is laughing and having a wonderful time, enjoying the cool breeze and the soothing sound of the flowing water around her. Then, her father arrives at the boat. He looks at her with a warm, loving smile and says, "I'm going out to catch fish today. You must stay out of the water. Do not go in. If you fall in, a big, terrifying fish will come and catch you." Shang is not afraid at all. She giggles and replies boldly, "If a fish catches me, I will just put spices on it and eat it myself." Her father laughs at her bravery, but then adopts a more serious tone. "If you do that, the devil will come and eat you instead." Shang shakes her head with full confidence and says, "Demons do not exist, father. They are not real." Hoping to play a small trick to teach her a lesson, her father picks up his fishing net and suddenly throws it toward her, making a loud noise and a scary face. Terrified, Shang immediately starts crying. Her father instantly feels bad. To make her laugh again, he jumps into the river and begins doing funny tricks in the water, splashing around and making silly movements. Shang stops crying and bursts into laughter, happily clapping her hands and asking her father to do more tricks. But then, something terrible happens. Without any warning, a massive dark shape rises from the deep part of the river. A terrifying aquatic demon grabs hold of Shang's father and drags him through the river at great speed. Her father screams as loudly as he can. The agonizing sound of his screaming travels across the water and reaches the entire village. All the villagers rush to the riverbank, shocked and paralyzed by fear. No one knows what to do. The demon has made Shang's father its prey, and a dark shadow of dread falls over the village. Nobody dares to step near the water. The fake priest and the true hunter desperate. The villagers call for a Taoist priest, a man who boasts of having special spiritual powers to destroy evil creatures. The priest arrives with immense confidence. He performs a loud, dramatic ceremony and throws a powerful explosive bomb into the river. A big explosion rocks the area, sending water bursting upward. After a few moments, the carcass of a large manta ray fish floats to the surface. The priest raises his hands triumphantly and shouts, "I have captured the demon! The evil is destroyed, and you are all safe now." The villagers stare at the dead manta ray and blindly believe him. They immediately begin discussing what should be done with it. Many argue that since the fish killed a man, it must be punished, agreeing to let the priest butcher it. They offer him expensive gifts and bags of money as a reward for his heroism. But just before they can proceed, a young man arrives on the scene. His name is Tang. He is a thin, ordinary-looking young man who does not look like any kind of warrior or legendary hero. He looks at the manta ray, then turns to the crowd, raising his voice clearly. "You are all making a big mistake. This manta ray fish did not kill anyone. Manta rays are completely innocent, gentle creatures. They do not attack people, and they do not kill." The villagers look at him with deep confusion. One man steps forward and demands, "Who are you? Why are you here?" Tang stands straight and replies calmly, "I am a Buddhist priest. My mission is to find demons and save them. You can call me a demon hunter." Hearing this, the fake priest becomes furious. Fearing Tang will ruin his profitable scheme, he loudly addresses the crowd, pointing at Tang. "Don't listen to this man. He is a liar and a deceiver who only wants to confuse your hearts." The villagers, who already trusted the fake priest, instantly turn against Tang. Filled with anger, they refuse to listen to his words. They grab Tang, beat him mercilessly, tie him tightly with ropes, and hang him upside down from an old wooden pole. The fake priest smiles and says, "The demon is dead. The river is safe. Go and enjoy yourselves." The villagers cheer enthusiastically and run toward the river, jumping in to swim, laugh, and splash around. The demons return in chaos. Everything seems perfectly fine, but Tang, hanging from the pole, spots something through his spiritual awareness that no one else can see. He shouts at the top of his lungs, "Get out of the water! The demon is still down there! Get out now!" But the ecstatic villagers completely ignore his warning. Moments later, the actual demon rises once more from the deep abyss. It violently attacks a young girl, dragging her beneath the surface. The villagers erupt into panicked screams, rushing out of the river in absolute terror. A man runs up to the fake priest and yells angrily, "You lied to us! The demon is still alive!" Trying to maintain his composure, the priest stammering replies, "Stay calm. Stay calm. There must simply be a second demon." But before he can utter another word, the demon shoots out its long, monstrous tongue, wraps it around the man, and pulls him into the water. The fake priest turns white with pure fear and flees as fast as his legs can carry him. The demon continues its relentless attack, grabbing the village headman next and dragging him under. Everyone is running in all directions, screaming and weeping. Tang, still hanging from the pole, keeps shouting instructions. "Stop running, lie flat on the ground, and pretend to be dead. The demon tracks movement. If you stay still, it will leave you alone." Some villagers listen, lying completely motionless on the earth. Maternal love and a tragic loss. After a short, tense while, a heavy silence falls over the riverbank. The demon moves slowly through the water, searching for any sign of life. Suddenly, a woman named Zen, the mother of little Shang, calls out desperately for her daughter. Hearing her mother's voice, Shang panics and begins to run. The demon immediately senses the movement and strikes. It grabs Shang and begins dragging her toward the river. river. Shen rushes forward without a single thought for her own safety. Several brave villagers join her, grabbing onto Shang and trying to pull her back from the demon's powerful grip. They pull with all their strength, but the demon is far too strong. It tears the little girl away from their hands and drags her into the murky river. Having managed to free himself from the ropes, Tang rushes forward to help, but it's too late. Zen, refusing to give up, jumps straight into the raging water, screaming, "Give me back my daughter!" The demon appears right in front of her, and before she can react, swallows her whole. The demon then turns its rage toward a nearby wooden bridge. It smashes one of the large supporting pillars with enormous force, causing the entire structure to break apart. Villagers standing on the bridge plunge into the river below. A small child tumbles off the fracturing deck, falling toward the water. Tang leaps onto a water-filled wooden swing nearby, using the momentum to swing across the air. He grabs the child just in time, pulling them to safety. But the demon is not done. It slams its giant tail into the remaining pillars, destroying the bridge completely. Tang falls into the wreckage. The demon lunges directly at him, but Tang moves quickly, narrowly escaping its jaws. In its blind fury, the demon crashes into a massive wooden block and gets stuck, unable to easily return to the safety of the water. Seeing his opportunity, Tang tells the surviving villagers, "I need your help right now. We must push the demon further onto the shore." Tang and a few men jump onto the wooden block, trying to tilt it so the heavy beast slides onto dry land. But the demon is incredibly heavy, and they cannot move it. Suddenly, a very large, heavy-set woman comes running toward the river, the ground shaking with every step she takes. Without a moment's hesitation, she leaps onto the wooden block with massive force. The block tips instantly, and the giant demon slides off onto the ground, accidentally crushing the fleeing fake priest underneath it. To enter Miss Duan, now stuck on dry land and away from the water's power, the demon slowly reverts to its human form, a normal, broken man lying helpless on the ground. Seeing the demon as a mere man, the vengeful villagers pick up sticks, stones, and tools, moving forward to beat him to death. Tang steps in front of them, holding his hands out. "Stop! Let me handle this. I am the one who subdues demons." The villagers step back. Tang puts down his belongings, reaches into his bag, and pulls out a worn, old book, a collection of nursery rhymes given to him by his master. He opens it and begins to sing the rhymes softly to the human demon. His master had taught him that these simple songs possess a unique spiritual power capable of awakening the inherent goodness within a demon's heart. However, the demon does not respond well to the singing. Infuriated by the melody, it launches itself at Tang. Tang stumbles backward, completely unable to defend himself since he is not a physical fighter. He is about to be seriously injured when, out of nowhere, a fierce young woman appears. Her name is Duan. Moving with incredible speed and martial skill, Duan attacks the demon with powerful, precise strikes. She then pulls out a specialized piece of enchanted cloth, wraps the demon tightly inside it, and ties it off. The terrifying river demon is now trapped inside the cloth bag like a helpless puppet. Duan brushes the dust off her clothes and walks over to Tang, asking curiously, "Are you a demon hunter too?" Tang nods earnestly, holding up his nursery rhyme book. "Yes, my master says I have a natural, unique talent for this. I am different from others." Duan looks at the children's book, looks back at Tang, and bursts out laughing. She raises her wrist, showing him her magical bracelet, a legendary weapon she uses to effortlessly capture spirits. The grateful villagers immediately surround Duan, showering her with joy and thanks. Tang stands to the side, completely alone and engulfed in deep sadness. He was supposed to save these people, yet he failed to protect even a single life. He returns to his master's temple and says quietly, "I failed again, master. The river demon's true past." His master listens carefully and gently explains a vital truth. He reveals that the river demon was not always evil. Long ago, he was a kind and generous man. One day, he saw a child drowning near the riverbank and rushed in to save them. However, the villagers completely misunderstood his intentions, thinking he was trying to harm the child. In their blind fear, they attacked him, murdered him, and threw his body into the river. His soul, consumed by immense agony and injustice, transformed into a vengeful river demon. Deeply moved, Tang asks his master, "Do the nursery rhymes really work? Can they truly turn a demon back into a good person?" His master replies with a question. "Why do you ask?" Tang says, "Because I want to help demons awaken their goodness, not just slaughter them like everyone else does." His master smiles warmly and says, "Killing a demon is easy, but changing a demon's heart, that is the truly great work. When you fully comprehend the depth of your journey, you will understand the true power of those nursery rhymes." He then sends Tang back out into the world. The illusion of the pig demon. The story shifts to a grand, lavish restaurant in a bustling part of another land. A young, wealthy couple arrives, but finds the massive restaurant completely empty. As they look around in confusion, a polite waiter suddenly appears, welcoming them warmly and showing them to a premium table. He begins bringing out plate after plate of extraordinarily delicious food. The couple is amazed by the quality of the feast. They ask the waiter, "Who cooked all of this? It is incredible." The waiter smiles proudly and replies, "Our master chef prepared everything. He is uniquely talented." Then the chef appears. He is remarkably handsome, charming, and dressed in fine silks. He begins to dance gracefully through the restaurant with immense confidence. The young woman instantly falls in love with his appearance, calling out to him repeatedly, but the chef ignores her entirely. When she persistently refuses to stop calling his name, the atmosphere turns freezing cold. The handsome chef opens his mouth impossibly wide, and an ear-splitting, horrifying shriek erupts from his throat. The couple is thrown into absolute terror. They try to run, but the chef, who is actually a dangerous and powerful pig demon, pulls out a massive rake weapon and brutally kills them both. The entire restaurant and its luxurious food were merely a grand illusion created by the pig demon and his spirits to trap and harvest humans. The next day, Tang arrives at the exact same restaurant. Unlike the tragic couple, Tang uses his spiritual sight to look past the glamour. He sees the broken, decaying ruins of the trap and the demons hiding within the fake setting. He steps inside boldly and announces, "I am a demon hunter. I know what you truly are. Your game is over." The hidden demons become furious and attack Tang all at once. Lacking any physical combat skills, Tang is immediately overpowered. Fortunately, Duan bursts through the doors. Utilizing her magical bracelet with lethal speed, she strikes down the minor demons one by one. However, she knows the most dangerous entity, the pig demon, is still hiding. Standing amidst the wrecked furniture, she challenges loudly, "If you have the courage, come out and face me." The battle with Kong Kong. The pig demon steps forward in his human guise, and a fierce battle begins. The demon is immensely strong and fast. Duan attacks relentlessly with her bracelet, refusing to back down. Eventually, she hits him with a blow so devastating that it forces him to revert to his true, grotesque, giant boar-like form. Duan instructs Tang to get close, explaining that the core of the pig demon's evil power is stored right in its throat. Tang must manually reach into its mouth and suck the evil essence out. Disgusted by the demon's terrifying, slimy face, Tang forces himself to do it. He squeezes the creature and draws the toxic dark energy out into his own mouth, enduring immense spiritual agony. Duan quickly extracts the evil from Tang's mouth and seals it tightly in her enchanted cloth. However, the pig demon's hatred is far too potent. The dark energy violently rips the cloth apart, and the demon breaks free. Realizing they are outmatched, Duan grabs Tang, and they flee for their lives as the entire restaurant collapses behind them. Once safe, Duan says in frustration, "We could have made a massive fortune if we captured the pig demon, but he is simply too powerful. My gear couldn't hold him." Tang replies smoothly, "I do not care about money. I want to capture demons to save their souls." Duan laughs at his innocence, warning him, "If you keep trying to do that, it will get you killed." Tang genuinely thanks her for saving his life once again. Touched by his purity and kindness, Duan realizes she is deeply in love with him and asks him to kiss her. Tang instantly turns bright red and runs away in a panic. The legend of the Monkey King. The next day, Tang seeks counsel from his master regarding the pig demon. His master shares the creature's tragic past. The pig demon was once a human man who was very ugly on the outside, but incredibly gentle and loving on the inside. He cherished his beautiful wife completely, giving her everything he owned. However, his wife despised his looks and betrayed him for a handsome lover. Before fleeing, she and her lover brutally stabbed the man with a dagger, leaving him to die in agony. The raw pain of that ultimate betrayal twisted his dying soul into a monstrous pig demon that hated all humans who valued superficial beauty. Tang feels deep sorrow upon hearing this. He admits, "This demon is far too powerful for me, master. I cannot capture him alone." His master nods understandingly. "You are right. You need the help of someone infinitely more powerful. There is only one being who can teach you the ultimate skill to subdue such malice, the Monkey King." Tang's eyes widen in disbelief. "The Monkey King? But master, that is just a myth. No one has actually seen him." His master replies firmly, "He is real. Buddha imprisoned him inside a mountain 500 years ago for his cosmic rebellion. You must travel to the Lotus Valley. There is an ancient, ruined temple with a hidden path. That is where you will find him." Duan's scheme and the rival hunter's Tang immediately sets out on his long journey. Along the way, however, he falls into a clever trap laid by a rival gang of mercenary demon hunters. When he is brought to their camp as a prisoner, he is shocked to see Duan there, also tied up. It turns out that Duan is actually the wealthy stealthy leader of this entire bounty hunter gang. She had orchestrated this elaborate fake capture just to get close to Tang because she couldn't stop thinking about him. To test their relationship, one of the eccentric hunters orders Tang and Duan to passionately embrace to prove they are husband and wife. Tang steadfastly refuses, but when the hunter places a sharp blade against Duan's throat, Tang reluctantly steps forward to save her. However, Duan begins overacting the dramatic scene so poorly that Tang instantly sees through the entire ruse. He calmly removes the trick lock from her wrist, steps back, and says, "You are all working together." Frustrated that her romantic plan failed, Duan confesses loudly, "I had no other choice. I love you immensely." Tang looks at her with tired but compassionate eyes and says gently, "I am a simple monk with a sacred mission to complete. I cannot afford to love anyone right now. You should forget about me." He turns and continues walking alone. Further down the road, more chaotic misadventures occur, including a comical sequence where magical paper dolls briefly control both Duan's and Tang's bodies against their will. Eventually, Duan and her bounty hunter companions accidentally run straight into the wild pig demon. A desperate, destructive chase ensues. The demon is far faster and stronger, smashing their armored battle chariot to splinters and throwing everyone to the ground. Duan is severely injured and lies motionless. Tang rushes to her side, weeping bitterly as he thinks she has passed away, begging her not to leave him. Duan opens her eyes and smiles, seeing that Tang truly does care for her deep down. They share a tender embrace, but their peace is short-lived. 3 legendary, arrogant demon hunters suddenly appear on the battlefield. The ferocious tiger samurai, the monk known as Almighty Foot, and a narcissistic swordsman called Prince Important. Each of them believes they are the absolute greatest hunter alive, wanting to solo capture the pig demon for supreme glory. Tang tries to warn them, "You are all highly skilled, but if you do not cooperate, the pig demon will slaughter you, especially tonight under the full moon when his demonic power is at its absolute peak." They mock Tang, calling him a penniless beggar, and arrogantly walk away. Tang sighs and continues toward his destination. Meeting the sun Wukong. After weeks of exhausting travel, Tang finally arrives at the crumbling ancient temple high in the desolate hills. He enters, but finds no grand Buddha statue. Washing his tired face in a stone bowl of water, he notices words glowing at the bottom. Find the reflection hidden in the mirror. Staring intensely at the water's surface, his mind focuses, revealing the optical illusion of a giant Buddha mountain hidden within the reflection. Following this mystical clue, he crosses steep ridges and uncovers a secret passage completely blanketed by lotus flowers. He steps into the dark, subterranean cavern. Suddenly, a wild-looking, unkempt man rushes at him, moving erratically like an absolute lunatic. Tang steps back in alarm, raising his hands. "I have come to find the legendary Monkey King." The manic man stops instantly, straightens his posture, and says quietly with a smirk, "I am the Monkey King." The Monkey King shares his history. 500 years ago, he was arrogant, omnipotent, and caused catastrophic chaos across the heavens. As punishment, Buddha sealed his powers and trapped him in this small cave beneath the mountain. But the Monkey King claims that the centuries of isolation changed him. "I have deeply reflected on my sins," he says smoothly. "I am now a reformed, righteous soul, yet Buddha has kept me locked away." Tang explains his quest. "I need to learn how to pacify the pig demon and turn his heart from evil to good. Can you teach me?" The Monkey King listens intently and points to a small lotus root on the cave floor, the physical anchor of Buddha's seal keeping him trapped. He tells Tang, "This seal holds the absolute goodness of Buddha. If you pluck it and use it, you can easily pacify the pig demon." Tang immediately catches the trap. If the lotus seal is removed, the Monkey King will be set free. Unsure if the Trickster King is truly safe, Tang refuses to touch it. Furious, the Monkey King tries to rip the seal off himself, but the moment his fingers touch the lotus, a massive bolt of divine lightning blasts through his body, throwing him back in agony. He screams at the sky, "I have spent 500 years here. I have completely changed. Why won't you let me go, Buddha?" Tang tells him seriously, "That is how you show your true reformation." The Monkey King thinks it over and agrees to a plan. He notes that the pig demon's ultimate weakness is still the memory of his late wife. If they can trick him into believing she has returned, he will rush to the cave. Duan, who had secretly followed Tang all the way to the valley, volunteers for the mission. She performs a mesmerizing, beautiful dance outside the cavern entry to lure the beast. Sensing his wife's presence, the pig demon charges into the valley with a thunderous roar. He attacks Tang first, but Duan courageously fights back, distracting the demon long enough for the Monkey King to extend his arm and drag the pig demon into the cave, utilizing a fraction of the seal's energy, the ultimate betrayal and freedom. Turning to Tang, Duan takes her most prized possession, her magical bracelet, and shapes it into a beautiful golden ring. She slides it onto Tang's finger and says softly, "I want to marry you." Tang stares at the ring in absolute shock, desperately trying to pull it off, but it won't budge. He tugs harder, but nothing happens. He looks at Duan coldly and says, "I do not love you. If this ring will not come off, I will gladly chop off my own finger." Duan's face completely falls, her eyes welling with absolute heartbreak. She reaches over, gently sliding the ring off his finger herself without any effort. She then pulls out his old nursery rhyme book, which she had meticulously stitched back together with love after tearing it earlier in anger, and extends it to him. Still stubborn, Tang refuses to take it. Without another word, Duan walks away into the fog, weeping silently. Tang watches her figure disappear, a sudden wave of immense loneliness washing over him. He sits down outside the cave, realizing too late that he actually misses her deeply. In his profound grief and distraction, Tang absent-mindedly plucks a single lotus flower from the ground to clear his mind. In an instant, a shockwave echoes. Every single flower surrounding the cavern crumbles to ash. The seal of Buddha is broken. The Monkey King is fully liberated. A sinister, terrifying grin spreads across the Monkey King's face. He expands to his true immortal stature, beats Tang brutally, and screams triumphantly, "I am finally free." Tang stands up slowly, blood dripping from his face, and folds his hands in prayer. "There is no need to celebrate," Tang says serenely. "Buddha is still watching your actions." Enraged by his calm defiance, the Monkey King grabs Tang by his hair, slamming him repeatedly into the stone walls. Tang is grievously injured, but his absolute faith remains unshaken. Just then, the three arrogant demon hunters, Tiger Samurai, Almighty Foot, and Prince Important, arrive, loudly mocking the Monkey King. Tiger Samurai charges first, but the Monkey King effortlessly breaks his weapons and defeats him in seconds. Almighty Foot concentrates his entire spiritual energy into his leg, transforming it into a colossal, mountain-sized, bovine foot, slamming it down from the heavens onto the Monkey King. The Monkey King casually catches the giant foot with one hand and drives a devastating punch straight through it. Prince Important draws his legendary swords, unleashing a barrage of strikes, but the blades shatter harmlessly against the Monkey King's immortal skin, releasing a terrifying shockwave of pure demonic energy from his chest. The Monkey King instantly vaporizes all three master hunters into ash. The Monkey King turns back to the battered monk. "Now, it's your turn." Suddenly, Duan comes sprinting back into the valley, risking everything to save Tang. She attacks the Monkey King with her magical bracelet, but the immortal king is far too powerful. He casually grabs her, effortlessly snapping her arms and legs before throwing her broken body to the earth. Tang drags his bleeding body over, cradling her in his arms as tears stream down his face. Duan looks up at him with a faint, loving smile and whispers, "I came back because I love you. Do you truly not want me?" Tang's voice completely breaks as he sobs. "I have been absolutely crazy about you since the very first moment I laid eyes on you. I will love you for eternity." Duan whispers, "I cannot stay with you anymore. Just hold me close." Tang wraps his arms tightly around her,